Do you like what Lola gave me? She just opened her. She's so cute. Okay, there's a fantastic movie that's just after being released from Hollywood, and it's called Everest. Now, a brilliant piece of film, guys, and when you look at the movie, you realize what it must have taken them to actually make these movies, both mentally and physically, to make this movie. And it reminded me of when I was climbing Mera Peak, and you know, like Everest, Mera Peak. So Mera Peak, you know, the preparation work that we'd done physically to go up there for months and months and months beforehand was so arduous. But I can tell you, when we got there, nothing could have prepared us for what actually happened as we started to climb that mountain. And when we got up onto the glacier, just before we hit 6,000 meters, I remember that 9-hour walk. We were only walking 400 meters for 9 hours. And as much as physically it was really, really, really tough, the toughest thing was actually how suddenly it was like, hello, I was speaking to, I had this voice inside of my head that was communicating to me, and I was trying to communicate with it, and nothing, you can't hear anything around you, like there is no noise anywhere. So all you hear is your self-talk and how you actually communicate to yourself. And you know, contemplating the movie Everest, I started to realize that, you know, the self-talk, because all I was getting in my head was, just turn around. Who do you think you are? You know, you got all these people. You're responsible for them. You're cold. What are you doing? You're in so much pain. Why are you doing this to me? You're not going to be able to make it. Even when you get up there, you're not going to be able to summit. So this voice inside of my head was just getting worse and worse and worse. But when I came down off the mountain, there was something that I contemplated, and it was this. And I contemplated the amount of courage and tenacity, and I contemplated, you know, the amount of inner strength, core strength. I contemplated the amount of power that I had to harness inside of myself. And those traits and characteristics don't have words. They don't talk to you. They're actually actions, and what they are is they are characteristics and traits that we display as a person. They are beyond the mind and the chatter of what goes on inside of your head. So one of the things that I'd say to you is that when you have that part of you chattering, you know, that somebody switched on that acid drip, or you've switched it on, that acid drip inside of your head that's dripping away, drip, 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 that tells you, you know, you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, you're not intelligent enough, you're not wise enough, you're not going to be able to do this, you're not going to be able to make it. Contemplate the characteristics, the qualities, the traits, the attributes you have had to summon inside of yourself to go through what you're going through at that moment. And suddenly you'll realize that that acid drip is actually your greatest friend, and that it plays a very important role. And in fact, as you start to contemplate those traits and characteristics, and you start to count them and account for them, that you are summoning them at that moment when you're going through that trial or tribulation, understand that as you start to account for them, you start to fill your mind with higher priority topics and a higher conversation. And that is why the acid drip turns up. Not because because you can never get rid of it. It always has to play a role at some level. But as you fill your mind with appreciation as opposed to desperation, everything in your life turns around. Remember, you're extraordinary, guys. This week, tell me about in the comment section, tell me about some of the characteristics and traits you've had to summon through a time of real challenge, guys. I want you to tell me some of those qualities and attributes that you found deep inside of yourself that helped you to make it right the way through. Now, if you know anybody that's gone through a hard time, or if you know someone that just loves being inspired, please feel free to share this on Facebook. Guys, remember, love is the only way, love is all there is. Live your life inspired. Take care. Bye-bye.